back and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb podcast right here on BREALTV. I'm BREAL, a.k.a. Dr. Greenthumb, with my co-host, Vanessa Lavorato.
Hello. Hi.
E-Zone.
What's up?
C-.
Yellow.
And we're here, and we're going to get smoked the fuck out. So,
Let's do it.
as we said in the beginning,
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Little reminder.
not to be redundant or anything like that, but yeah, hey, listen, first and foremost, let's send a big rest in peace to Kelly Preston,
Yeah.
wife
man.
of John Travolta, who passed away today.
Yeah, man.
Was there a reason?
Well, she was
Breast
fighting
cancer.
cancer.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
fighting breast
But-
cancer.
Breast cancer.
There's a lot of talk on Twitter about whether it had to do with Scientology, because a big part of Scientology is that illness is because you're not communicating with that part of your body that's ill.
Certain doctors could only look at you too. Like,
Yeah, so it's kind of like, did she die from breast cancer, or did she die because she wasn't able to get the treatment from it? And there's
Right.
a lot of talk about what happened to their son, which I don't think it's fair to go into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insensitive.
yeah, like conspiracy against like a family death. It's like
Yeah, it's like, come on, fuck
you don't know what
off.
the man's going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's-
don't know.
That's a lot to deal with, you know, and she on her own became a name in Hollywood, and her work that she's put in, I mean, listen, it's to be respected,
Yeah.
to say the least.
She's been the mom to a lot of like my favorite, growing up actresses, and like these movies like was it no, it's not that one with Amanda Bynes, and then Miley Cyrus's movie that she
Yeah.
did. She was the mom for that, and then she had like a whole career when she was younger. So
She was one of the hot girls for a
Yeah.
time.
Man. And Jerry Maguire, remember?
Yeah.
She
Kelly
was-
Right.
motherfucking Preston.
Yeah.
Well, rest in peace and respect and prayers to the family and condolences, and, hey.
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever happened will come to light in terms of if she wasn't allowed to get this certain treatment because of policies that exist there.
within a religion, but to be
Yeah.
honest with you, that's her choice.
That is a choice.
her
It's the
choice.
choices you make, That's life right there.
You ever been to one of those churches?
No.
I have.
You went inside.
Yeah, I took a happiness test. I seriously.
Were you happy?
It's a personality test.
Hold
No,
on.
it's,
Were
with
you,
the
were,
it's called
Theta-
that. It's a real thing. It's,
Were you-
called, it's called the happiness test. I was in there because we rented the auditorium when I was doing Spanish music when I was way younger, and I decided to take a tour because they said a lot of musicians come through here and we can help you a lot. So first to get your info, like your basic mailing and shit, so they can send you magazines, and then it's like yeah, and then they're like why don't you take this this test to see where how we can help you.
Right.
And then they're like you're supposed to think of something that makes you happy, and this fucking you hold on to these two fucking I don't know, metal rods.
Theta readers.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like something like that.
Like
yeah.
metal rods. They're like like those things at the end of a shoelace that's metal ones, but big ones, and you hold on to it, and then you close your eyes and you think about it, and I'm like, man, this is like building a bear. You know what I mean? Like you have to close your eyes and wish in the heart, but I thought about something that made me happy, and I knew that shit made me happy, and then that shit said it made me unhappy, and I was like, man. And then
Yeah.
I
That's
just
not right,
then
yeah.
all the
Yeah.
doors were locked except for the one that I fucking came in through, which I found was very weird.
they said you get
Don't
the
lock the
fuck
doors.
out of here.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, what the fuck, dude? This
Let
is
me out of here.
yeah.
Your thetan count
Well,
was
they've
off.
been accused of that too, as far as like locking people into the buildings. And I mean, to me, this is my personal opinion, but religion and cult, there's a thin line between it. Especially watching. Did you see? Is it Waco? I always pronounce it incorrectly. I was too young to be here for that
Oh, yeah.
time, but it was a huge thing in the news, and I watched
Yeah.
it. I think it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Oh my God! And how the government handled that
Oh, they handled
situation
it
was
poorly.
so shitty. People,
Yeah, that was horrible.
and then they tried to blame it on them and say it was like a mass suicide. Like in
Janet Reno fucked that whole shit
yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if there was someone in a job that didn't know what the fuck she was doing, that was her, especially in that moment,
right.
because there was kids in that building.
Kids,
You
yeah,
know,
they died.
and the way that they stopped communicating with these folks
They gassed them.
and then gassed them.
Fucking gassed them, and then it was, it caught fire, and then the whole thing burned down. Anyway, it's an
there was
interesting show.
there was a whole lot more. There was a whole lot more to it too.
But more positive. You know what I watched the other day was Mucho Mucho Amor. Do you know about Walter?
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
It's so good.
I haven't
love
seen it yet, but you know.
Did you
I'm
know
gonna get
about
to it.
Walter before that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
he
love
was.
him.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a
OG.
legend. You know, like he's a lot of people wanted to speak with that guy
Yeah.
because he always had positive things to say. Mm-hmm. He rarely said negative shit.
He never. Yeah.
He spoke
never
to
did.
Sinbad and told him he was gonna be big before he got all those specials and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that you need to. The way that he put positivity into the world. But did you hear the story? You should watch it, B, because I don't want to ruin it for you. But there was
it's
a guy
crazy.
who took his rights.
Yeah, his lawyer.
They Britney Spears him.
Is
They
that?
bring-
Oh, yeah, because her
Yeah.
family.
That's what's going on with her too. Like she's
I
a.
haven't been able to keep up like exactly
Well, listen.
what's going on.
So for young artists or young entertainers that are getting into the business, make sure that you
Read.
have the right representation for you,
Right.
from lawyer to manager to agent to business manager. Because if you get these dudes who are not a confirmed agency or not a like they're
Parasites.
yeah, they're not from a reputable company that does this shit, you usually get these independent motherfuckers who will take advantage of you and put you in a contract where they have the rights to all your shit,
Your
and they have
image, your
power.
owner-
They have power of attorney over all your shit. So you basically
You're a
work
show
for,
dog.
You work for them.
Yeah.
Always read your contracts. I remember, and that's kind of when you say young artists, like it's something when you first start out in the industry, there's this thought that, I'm assuming this is the same for music, but that you have to like pay your dues, and that, oh, well, this is what it takes for me to get to where that person is, or where these other people who I look up to are. And it's like, no, you need to really read through your contracts
yeah.
and protect your name and protect your rights.
Yes.
Yes.
Any contract that has ever been put in front of anyone should always be looked at by a lawyer, and one that has your interest in mind.
I
Not-
was asked to waive, I won't get into it, but I was asked to waive conflicts because I shared a lawyer with the person who was giving me this contract. And I was like, I don't want to do that. You pay the lawyer so much more money than I do.
Yeah, it's a conflict of
It's
interest.
a huge conflict of interest. So you just can't, I hate to say it, but you can't trust people. So when you see a contract, it's just like,
Gotta have it looked at.
yeah, and he was just at a point in his life, though, where, and he was so positive and trusting of people, and this person had, like, really cultivated a relationship with him, So he was like, oh, who would do that?
I mean, listen, artists, especially, musicians, and I would imagine some old school actors and whatnot, entertainers, they were all getting taken advantage of in the old contracts because a lot of them didn't have lawyers. They just wanted to have that record deal, and they went with it,
Right.
and they didn't know what they were signing. And they gave up rights, publishing, anything that was of value aside from you yourself.
Right.
So they could always hang that over you. Oh, well, if you can't start another career, you got to adhere to
own
this
you.
contract. I own you, your
Yeah.
name, your songs, and your future songs.
I mean, at that point, what can you do?
You can't do nothing. That's why a lot of people.
Litigate.
That's why a lot of people quit.
Yeah,
Yep.
they can't put anything out. They end up, I think there are a lot of artists that are in that position where they've signed something that, I
Yeah.
don't want to scare people, but contracts are somewhat binding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's if you're going to do business with people. If you're going
Yeah.
to do it all yourself, then that's one thing. But if you're going to do it any kind of business, especially someone who's taking care of your legal work, I mean, you get someone who has a reputation for doing great work. Just don't go get your homeboy's homeboy.
Yeah.
Because
Important.
because like Vanessa said, right? They're just trying to get paid. So like if it's a one-off, if you don't have this guy under retainer or
Right.
this woman under retainer, lawyer under retainer, they look at it as a one-off. They're not
Right.
really looking out for you. They just okay,
not
yeah, the
investing.
contract's cool. You may want to look at this and this and that, but it's cool to sign, right? Whereas a lawyer that is reputable and you have a relationship with them and you have a consistent work relationship with them, they know that like you're going to keep coming back to them if you have all these fucking deals. So they want to keep that work. So they're going to put the effort into it and say, hey, listen, you should do this, this and that. You need to fix this here. I would suggest you do this there, and give you real advice. And they should never, ever, ever be asking for your goddamn power of attorney.
Yeah.
No.
That you should always carry.
That
Always
you
do.
have to maintain.
Here,
that.
take the wheel of my life.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, and so,
Let somebody else drive.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's good to have like different types of lawyers for different things. I think being in weed, I've met so many lawyers, and then when the industry was first starting, there were like these weed lawyers, and they didn't know any more than anybody else, which was nothing as far as what the regulations were going to be for the state. Like the regulations are still changing to this day, you know?
yeah.
So, I don't know. I just feel like having good, this is boring. Like
Well,
having
listen,
good lawyers is good.
Yeah, the bottom line is do your paperwork,
Yes.
find good representation. So that the shit that happened to guys like Walter Mercado, and you know, that it doesn't happen to you because you put a lifetime of this work in, and you build your name up, and whatever it is that they're coming to you for, whether it's music, whether it's your movies, or if it's spiritual advice or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know, it needs to be yours and yours only.
Own your IP.
Sure.
Own your IP.
Yep.
Don't sign it over to other people, not for nothing. You know, because there's ways that people could work with you and use your IP without you fucking giving it away.
That actually happened with Michaela Cole, who has a new show on HBO called I May Destroy You. I just watched it. She's a talented writer. But the first show she wrote, Chewing Gum, she didn't own the rights anymore. And she passed up a ton of money for her recent show to keep the rights. And it's like, just when someone fully owns something, you can see it. Like you can see the passion and how excited they are to make that project because it's theirs. You know, it's like when someone owns a business, like you can always tell when a chef leaves a restaurant and has somebody else making his food for people because there's something, you know.
Like the Vegas Ramsey fucking restaurants.
Yeah, that's how I mean.
Like the first year, everybody was OG there,
Yeah.
and then like you go now, and then you're just like, yo, what the fuck happened to the milkshakes? Like, why the fuck do they taste less quality?
Yeah.
Like
People cut corners if you don't make them fucking do the same recipe, like line for line.
Maintain your quality.
The consistency and the
this
quality.
burger is cut.
That's why In-N-Out.
Yo, you cut your burgers, yo.
In-N-Out doesn't spread all over the country. Like it's only on the West Coast, and that's because they don't want like to lose their quality. They know if they open more locations, you know, they can't control how everything is being
It's tough.
made.
Do you think that it has to do with the type of business? Because I recently found that out through a certain kind of beer company because they produce a certain kind of beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, despite the fact that there's a major distribution demand, they still don't want to fucking open it up because
because transporting it and distributing it would they've found it wouldn't be good for the quality of the beer, so they would rather stay smaller and maintain their reputation of having that beer be delicious. Then I totally understand that. And then finding a manufacturer in another area, say they found another beer manufacturer to make it for them.
it's not the same.
That's why you gotta have. That's why you gotta
So
have
hard.
breweries in different regions, so that wherever your shit is being distributed to, it's all consistent.
It all has to be the same. It
Yeah,
all has to be
I
the
recently found that out because I've been getting into the craft thing, and I'm just like, why the fuck can I get this beer over here? I was like, I want this fucking beer, and like people are just like, you have to go through people that pick it up. I was like, I don't know anybody in Indianapolis.
What else have you found out?
It's the same shit, you know. It's like,
And you can't ship alcohol.
yes, you can.
You actually can, but you know if it's
Craft Beer Kings does it all the time, and it's a subscription service. There's Tavern as well too,
Yeah.
and it's they have a certain license though, and it's only certain states.
I mean,
yeah,
we
that's
can't.
that's the thing. It's limited distribution. It's not. nationwide distribution.
But they have a license to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
if I go to FedEx today
Oh,
and I was
yeah,
like, hey, I'm going to ship you
you
a
can't
bottle of
legally do it.
anything, you can't legally do anything.
No.
Do it. And that's why when people are like, can you ship me your chocolates to like, oh, I'm in Colorado, it's
Oh, yeah.
legal here. I'm like, I can't even ship you a bottle of vodka, like, let alone weed.
We barely got it as I think it's as long as it's within the state, it's okay to ship, as long as it's within the limits. You know what I mean? Like if I'm like he's in Bakersfield and I can't see him or whatever, and I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna ship you this eighth I got from fucking like, Greenthumb Silmar. You
like
can
a gift, yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
technically ship it. So there's it's starting to get there.
Yeah.
But it's like unregulated shit. It's like you can't, like I wouldn't be able to sell unregulated snacks on my website. Hey, I made these homemade Pop-Tarts. Like,
No,
you know what I
you
mean?
can't.
I'd get fucking
They'd
shut
be
down.
calling you out real quick on that shit
Oh,
right
for
there.
sure.
People are quick.
Homemade
For the
beer,
call
y'all. Put it buy it on my
No, homemade liquor. No, I don't even think, as far as like making liquor at home, I don't even think that's legal.
That's a certain cap. It's like
Yeah.
the same thing with the
Yeah.
weed. You only
Yeah,
can
no.
have 6
That-
plants. You can only brew a certain amount.
For yourself.
five
like,
yeah,
you
for
can't
yourself.
be-
It's personal.
You might as well be doing moonshine if you're doing it at home.
Yeah.
Same.
I've wanted to do
People still do
tincture.
shit.
Make moonshine.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Crazy.
Ooh, moonshine.
And
That's
it's good.
the first time
too.
I ever tasted moonshine was
It's like
with
grappa.
one of the
love that
Fridays
shit.
here. Yeah, he has this shit that like it'll clean like fucking blood off the pavement. You know what I mean? Like
this moonshine you could light it straight the fuck up on fire.
it'll clean a fucking piece of glass that has weed resin on it. We tried it. It's
It's that strong.
It's
Yeah.
strong. It's strong.
It's like ethanol, pure ethanol.
we only get down with it every now and then.
You still have some
Yeah,
white lighting?
very little. Yeah,
Wow.
Lightning.
That's what it's called.
it's called
Yeah.
white lightning because
That
it.
sounds like a good name for a strain, White lightning.
White lightning.
Could be. That I'll tell you, that shit is strong. Though. It's really strong.
I
Yeah.
don't need to do that to myself. I used to do that when I was like younger. I'd drink really strong alcohol, but now I'm just like,
I think it's.
Yeah.
I found that happening too. Like, remember I used to go really hard with the Hennessy. I walk around
Oh,
Vegas with a whole
yeah.
bottle like a beer.
This-
But like now it's like I'm making that shift towards like beers. Like, hey,
Yeah.
Then before you know it, I'm like 5 more years. I like wine.
Because
You know what I mean?
realistically, you
Better
drink
for
too
your
much
heart.
moonshine and you'll be doing some foolish shit.
Ooh.
But I like enjoying
Yeah.
it though. Like once in like like if it's like Friday, like we have
Yeah.
Cadillac Margarita Fridays. We just that shit just.
If you maintain and you're not putting your foot on the fucking gas too heavy when it comes to drinking the fucking moonshine, it'll be enjoyable. But
Yeah.
if you try to go too hard with that shit, it'll come back and slap you in the fucking face.
Oh yeah.
Because that shit is
I don't look for that
it's
kind of
powerful.
entertainment anymore.
No, I mean,
Man.
we were
It's
taking
fulfillment.
shots of that for a minute down here, and it stopped. We had to stop.
We
It
ran
just,
out.
like burns
ran
my
out, yes.
stomach. I think that's more so with it, more so than like actually taking the shot itself. It's like how it feels in my stomach.
Oh,
But
that shit brings the burn.
burns when it comes down.
That shit feels
never
like
felt
it's.
it burn.
You never felt it burn?
No, not like
Maybe
that.
because
Really?
maybe because we were drinking it cold. I don't know, but like
Yeah,
I
I think
always
it's because we were drinking it really cold.
I
With
always
vodka.
felt the burn though.
I
Yeah,
felt
see,
I felt the burn in my chest, like it's the Holy Spirit.
I felt it
Holy
all the
Spirit.
way down.
It's cleaning. It's cleaning you from
you're
the
like,
inside.
Nah, man, I felt that shit all the way down.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like to drink cocktails like a martini. I'll make at home, which is like a dirty one. But I haven't really been drinking that much. I just smoke so much weed and eat edibles all day that I feel like adding alcohol into the mix is just gonna make it like.
Yeah.
I wonder what people were doing more of in the quarantine. Were they drinking
Oh,
or
they were
smoking
drinking like
or
a
a combo
motherfucker.
of both?
I just read
Yeah.
an article in the New York Times about edibles. That edibles like sales were
Through the roof. There was
through the roof
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people feel comfortable. Like one, you're not smoking because of
you can trip at home. That's what it is.
you
Think
can
it's too
trip
much?
at
You're at
home.
Well, because I think what it comes down to is there's a lot of these first-time users that I've always wanted to take it, but they have a life that probably demands them to be accustomed to a schedule, so they have work 9 to 5.
Well, also smoking is loud.
It is
yeah,
loud.
I mean, no, but
Yes.
like you're at home now because of all these restrictions that we have. So think about it. If you have your soccer mom or like a couple and they've never done it, it's like, hey, you watch the kids while I try this shit out, and if you trip out, you're gonna be at home. You know what I mean?
Right.
True that.
That's like a safety net for probably all these like first time users.
I think that working from home is the best thing for this country. It's
If
like
you got
If you
discipline.
can.
if you can, I think it's a really great.
And then you got discipline too, because that shit's hard.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's such an LA lifestyle is to be a freelancer and like, you know, now it's hard to work from home because there's like a lot of distractions. And
Fuck yeah, like I have this shit
Oh,
in front
yeah.
of my computer. Every order I process and ship. Time to turn it around and let me, yeah.
You want to flip that?
You have wax?
Do I have wax? I might have some wax downstairs.
Oh wait, no, I have Kenji. I saw Kenji has some wax.
Kenji's got a whole lot of wax.
Wow.
That's a student glass right
Wow.
there.
I don't know, maybe there's
It's
some in there. I'll take a hit.
It's a gravity bong. Seth Rogen was one of the first to hit this thing and make it popular.
It's beautiful.
It's a nice device. It's
yes,
great.
It's very beautiful.
Hey, you gotta yell at Pedro like the Austin Powers. Bring in the wax.
And then people start saying,
No, Aton would bring it up here because it's in Russian.
you know, I can't. You know, I don't speak Russian. Otherwise,
No, the accent on that lady. So I'm like, if we say it like that, Aton would run up here. Somebody call me.
I only know dos svidonya in Russian, which I think is like see
What's
you,
Do-
see you,
Donya?
dos svidonya.
Oh, dos Fedonia. I don't know what that is.
I think it's like see you later. Like
Peace out.
something.
Yeah.
Peace out,
I'll
18.
see you later. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I am taking text Pedro and said you
Yeah,
said bring
just
wax.
text Pedro. Say, hey, we need
Bring
some
up
wax
the
up
wax.
here, dog.
Yeah, that thing's dangerous.
Paging Pedro.
Oh, that thing is dangerous right
Yeah,
there.
you don't want to fuck around and
No,
find
it's
out.
not that bad. Hey, you know what? The best thing that I did one time was take morning hits before, because the first thing I do is take a dab.
Put it back over here so people could see it. Pop
Yeah.
Well, I was texting Pedro, friend.
Jerk.
So like, you know, building like a couple of hits of that to like a nice favorite breakfast bowl, like cereal bowl. Oh man, that's the best stoner thing.
It's
I
got to
have.
be probably really
That's
good.
the first thing I do. Like I take a dab before anything. I be smoke in the morning.
So you're doing one of these in the morning, huh?
If it's not clogged up.
What do you do in the
Explains
morning?
so much.
Like, what's your morning routine?
Push-ups.
Shut up.
You
Get
don't
the
just
fuck
wake
outta
up and
here.
just look. Oh, be real. It's like I just wake up
Let
and
me just
start.
get a couple 50 in real quick. 1 second.
No, I do try to work out before anything, and then I'll
Yeah,
smoke
it's
after.
Smart. It's smart. You're
Right.
so smart.
But
yeah.
you know, I've been toying with the fact with the thought of smoking beforehand again.
Yeah.
Because I used to. And then I realized I was being loud in the gym by coming in smelling like some nice, tasty
Hey, what would they
OG.
tell you? It's like, hey, be real. I have some weed in the car.
Yep,
But
that
that's
that was
expected.
one of them. That was one of them. And then the other one was, hey, you got an ounce that you want to
No.
sell? Nah, man.
What?
Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
they think you roll around like a weed ice cream
Yeah,
man.
like I brought, like yeah, I got an ounce in my pocket right now. I'm just
But I
gonna
wouldn't
sell
just
you.
like I wouldn't go up to somebody who I know that's like a coffee maker and be like, "Hey, you got like some beans?"
Yeah,
on
it's not
you?"
like buying drugs, you know?
Like, what? No, I don't have an
I swear to
ounce
God, I
for
would-
you. Like, get the fuck out of
I'd,
here.
I'd be on the treadmill and some dude or
Doing this?
whatever would be fucking rolling up like,
He's like rolling up on the treadmill.
hey dude, I got a couple fucking joints. You want to smoke it in the parking lot? Nah, man.
Hey, you're running into the treadmill and they go up to you and be like, and just
Yeah.
be like, come on, let's go smoke.
I swear, I would get that a lot. Ask Rojo, cause he'd be with me.
I would just speak Spanish and be like, it's not me. You know? just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And then there would be motherfuckers that came up to me and be like, hey man, do you got an extra ounce of that shit you smell like
An
right
extra.
now? Yeah.
Just an extra.
Like-
yeah, 1 second.
Like like I'm gonna
quick.
sell him an
Like,
ounce
start
right
bending
there.
over.
Like I'm gonna sell him an ounce right there in fucking the gym right there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here
you go.
dog.
Especially during a time before it probably was like before I was all legal. You see him at the gym. Yeah, let me sell you an ounce.
Yeah. Like get out of here. That's why I had to find different places to work out. Work out at home.
I work out at home.
Because you don't get that problem. But fuck, man, if it it was crazy. Motherfuckers would come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then, I had to think about what if one of these motherfuckers follow us home and try to jack us for the weed we do have at home.
That's true. I never thought about it in that depth.
Yeah.
So I stopped, I said, fuck it. I ain't going to no goddamn gym.
A lot of dispensaries got robbed, right?
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, after all the crazy.
I think that like
shit
the number
started.
one thing you like if you're a dispensary, like not that I don't own a dispensary, but like the one thing I would think about, especially like living in urban areas all my life. You know what I'm saying? Is you gotta fucking have top security, man.
Totally.
Like, that should
yeah.
be your number one thing. Like making sure that like you have some like I would personally like to interview who's my selection from these security guards. Let me go ahead and check. I want 2 of the Samoan dudes. I want the dude that looks like Michael Clark Duncan in the front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just I'm gonna have like some crazy motherfuckers be like making sure this place don't get robbed.
You're gonna have Michael Clark out front. Huh?
Yeah, real quick though.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Oh,
There you go. And you shall receive.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, the dispensary I go to in my neighborhood, Cornerstone, they have really good security. Like they're polite and it's just like organized. And so, I mean, I wouldn't, that would be my first. That's what I always look at is like, how secure is this place? Do I feel safe coming here?
Yeah.
So,
So you know what's a trip about bringing this up is that some people get put off by when you have so much security and they're
till some shit goes down,
armed, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't realize that what they're coming to the shop for, the product that's in the shop, it's just like coming into the bank. It's like it's all valuable. It's like coming into a jewelry store,
exactly.
right? All this product in here is worth a lot of money.
Yep.
So you have to secure it in case, just to give people that come in here with the wrong idea, like the warning, like, hey, listen, there is a team here to deal with anyone who comes in here and tries to, rob the place, right? They're well armed and they're spread out.
And there's cameras,
and there's
too.
presence and there's cameras. And it's not only for the protection of the store, but it's for the protection of the people coming into the store.
Right.
You know what I mean? First and foremost.
Yeah, like
Of
don't you
course.
feel safe in the Gucci store or like Louis
Exactly.
Vuitton?
Like
You know
when
what I mean?
when you go into a bank, there's millions of dollars in that fucking bank.
Yeah.
And people rob banks. People take chances and
That's
rob
right.
banks. So when you go to a bank, there's definitely security there. You may not see them. They may not be present right in your face like they used to be, because I guess maybe that's a deterrent, like not having the security visible. You all right there, buddy?
That shit tastes
You're
amazing.
gonna take
No, he's not.
But realistically, you got to have some presence there as a deterrent.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize it's just as, it's like a bank or a jewelry store, and you're in one of those situations. When you roll into a dispensary, you are in the presence of a lot of value, and you want that security there so that nothing happens while you're there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, in spite of how intimidating they might look to you as a consumer,
They're there to keep you safe.
they're there to keep you from the assholes that would, try to rob not only
The looters.
dispensary, but you. No, not
looters.
the looters.
I know.
Jerk.
But I also think stores need to be more conscious of not following people around just because they look like they wouldn't shop there too. So I think that's kind of why shopping in the stores, we look at security guards and we're like, people can have a bad experience with them,
Yeah,
but they're still necessary.
definitely. I mean, you got to have the right security. I mean,
That's
look
right.
at like those guys that got hit. Their delivery van got hit some months back.
Weed delivery?
Oh yeah, I saw
Remember that? And what was the number?
It was
cash,
a grip of shit.
cash and product. It says the delivery van stopped to get gas somewhere with all that product and cash.
That's the only thing
That
they're
sounds
allowed
like
to stop by
something
though. But they did look into.
Yeah,
they were-
but they should have gassed up
Before.
beforehand.
They loaded it up.
Why wasn't the van gassed? You know what I mean? That seems
see, those are the
suspicious
little
to me.
flaws. If you have somebody that's not up to no good,
Exactly.
What do you do?
That's why you have to have the proper security,
team.
the team,
team.
because
The
realistically, you're dealing with a product that is still worth a lot of money on the black market, and motherfuckers will jack for it.
especially now
Any-
more than ever.
Any opportunity they get.
Well, because the compliant market is so difficult to operate in, and the
And expensive.
taxes are so freaking high. They're
Amazingly
so
high.
high. And it's like, where is that money going to? We found out where it's.
The police.
Yes.
Apparently,
It's not going there now.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, but
hope.
they started to do things, and I think Last Prisoner Project, they posted that they let out a certain number of people from jail today, which was like exciting, but I don't know if that had to do with like cannabis crimes or if it was just.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I haven't like read enough about it
It's
to
like
know.
1,600 DUIs, you know, like
Yeah.
like it's like, oh great, people are drinking now more than ever.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they're not driving. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot happening right now.
That
Right.
shit felt weird, dude. The table was vibrating. I was like, what the fuck's doing that?
It
Was
was
it
my
me?
phone.
Oh, it was your
bro.
phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt a little. I felt it right here.
Yeah.
It's had enough. I've had enough timer with Ezo.
Talking.
I've had enough of Ezo. Yeah. It threw us off the whole conversation. What were
We were talking about the police.
Oh yeah.
But defund,
Oh yeah.
decarcerate.
How the weed money was going there.
Going there, the taxes
I know.
from,
But now
from
it's
weed.
now it's not.
Where is it going? That's what I want to know. I don't mind paying taxes. I just want to know
Where it's
where it's
gonna
going to go.
Legit.
That's all,
Yeah.
right? Just tell me what I'm spending my money on. I'll pay for things. I like nice
Like
things.
a receipt of shit, you know what I
Give
mean?
me a fucking receipt. We need receipts.
Yeah, they don't give
Like,
us those.
Yeah.
Like,
Every
with
time
what
you
they
did your
spend money on,
taxes,
right?
Like every time you
doing
did
them
your
now.
taxes, wouldn't you feel good? It says, all right, this percentage is going to these fucking stairs for this handicap place, or like, you know what I mean? Or just fix 5 potholes. You know what I mean? I
Like,
would
where's
be
the
happy
money
for that.
going? Yeah, I think we need to see the books, and I think that's what we need to be asking is like, we want to see the books.
The people want a people's audit.
The people's audit.
The people's audit.
I
You
think
know,
if-
because
show.
they can audit us at any time.
That's right.
they definitely can.
How about
Watch, we all get audited after.
Don't say.
No, I mean, God knows where some of the tax dollar goes. We know that obviously it goes into weapons too.
Yeah.
The development of weapons and shit like that. And a lot of it goes to the police departments, and guess where they put some of those weapons? And I'm not talking about weapons that you would use in war, but how you would control a crowd.
That was
You know
what
what I
was
mean?
scary.
And
Was like the
Be-
armed guard.
Because they broke all that shit out just recently, obviously in the protest, and
So
nobody
quickly.
nobody had seen some of those fucking things that they were using. They didn't even use their big fucking shit because they don't want people to know how
I know.
much money
RoboCop
that
didn't
has
come
been.
out.
They don't want people to know how much money they've really spent with law enforcement and how
Yeah.
they've practically militarized them with advanced shit to control crowds. It's just that it would have been bad timing for them to roll all that shit out with what was going on in these protests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they are very well staffed to control a crowd if they need to.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen the vehicles down here in their fucking garages.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have some shit.
They
Yeah,
went
dude.
they went light.
They kinda did.
They could have went heavier, and I think if people had known what they really have, that defund shit would have come much sooner. It's like these guys got a lot of money to
Well, they better start selling it.
well something. But
I mean,
hey, listen,
I'm not
it's-
in the market for a tank. You know,
Tank, yeah. with-
I bet some countries are, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hey, it
or
it
maybe
is
somewhere else.
it is what it is.
some dude in Mexico seen a Loa. He's like, hey, how much for the tank? Eh?
I want that fucking tank, dog.
like,
Does
all
it got an
all
extra?
in.
I want the one with the extra turret on the other side.
Hey, like out the door. How much?
I'll have it to you this afternoon.
My grandpa was a tank sergeant in, I think, like North Africa under Patton.
Oh no shit,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's a trip.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The shit he's seen.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
Yeah. He didn't talk about it, but
Yeah,
he didn't talk
There's
about it.
Probably
There.
some things you just
You don't talk about.
you leave it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good times, bad times, and ugly times.
Mm-hmm.
Because bad times and ugly times are different.
Ooh, ain't that the truth?
bad times and
Hey, are we gonna get shut down again? Wasn't this weekend supposed to be like?
Yeah.
We're shut down. Yeah.
Yeah, right. We're fucked, huh?
An ugly time.
Not fucked, but
Yeah.
we're just it's
I mean,
like,
but it's back to staying home, right? Like,
stay home.
Yeah, they
I think
shut
we
down.
should say adieu. Yeah, we're gonna say.
Shout out to everybody that went to the beach. Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Hope
We
you
did
got
not.
Our dude,
hope you got a good tan.
Hope you got enough vitamin D.
and I saw people doing underground parties again, like Friday, Saturday, like.
See, man, they
nights.
need to just let RoboCop out at night and just have him stop this. He's just a machine, you know.
Yeah, man.
He can just be like,
Get home.
yeah. Would you be cool with a RoboCop? Be real. I mean, he doesn't have the
You got a
authority
great
to kill.
imagination, E-Zone. I like
Come
that.
It's
on.
not
I don't
far-fetched,
want.
though.
I don't want a RoboCop.
Yeah, you
no,
don't want
that
a
sounds
RoboCop.
scary. I don't want
A RoboCop won't see reason.
no.
Can I
No,
call him
but that's what
Rob?
I'm saying. So
Of
like,
being
if
without like any kind of empathy,
Yeah.
policing,
No empathy.
policing me.
Robbie!
No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm good. I do not believe in. I don't trust man enough to create something to do that.
just
you
a
know?
couple T100s walking
Real
around
quick,
the street.
T1000.
T1000s.
You would be governed by robots, huh, son? Is that what you're
Dude, I'm telling
me?
you, if I was in that field of the military, I would have perfected that T1000 from Terminator. I would have been like, we need to fucking make this like by the thousands. Like, we're not sending no more human troops. Just send
Priority
these,
one.
yeah, like, you know, just send these motherfuckers overseas.
And what if someone hacks into them and uses them against you?
See, that's
Oh,
why we would
see?
be off
Well-
top. We would be test them out.
That's where.
See,
Get a hacker from every region and be like, look, man, get to hack
No,
this.
until one is born that you never saw coming.
That's where you
Yeah.
got the super secret robots. You know what I mean?
or one of your developers
Who can
that,
take down the first robot?
one
and
of
then
your,
the hackers hack that one.
or one of your developers that helps create the more modernized version of your shit.
Yeah.
Put something in there that somebody can
Like the
hack
odd-
into.
Until Rick
How does that
comes.
work out for all the other people? Be real. How many iPod competitors thrived?
I
Like
don't know.
they got left in the dust, dude.
No, what I'm saying is
You
they hack. They
perfected-
can. I'm saying they can hack into them, son, and
Yeah.
flip them on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you watch Rick and Morty?
No. I
What?
watched
I already
Terminator.
turned to a pickle.
That would be a good movie though.
It was a
I'm
movie.
sure
Be
it's
real.
been made many
20,
times.
20 times.
Yeah.
It was.
But it would be a
movie.
good movie by you, dog, because your imagination is so fucking
Tell it
on
your way.
top, son.
Great.
But yeah, that
I'm gonna take
yeah,
your
no,
advice.
I wouldn't subscribe to your method there, dog, because they could be flipped.
Yeah.
See, you gotta have something to stop the robots. Obviously, you're just not gonna let loose.
So you're gonna build robots to make an army, and then if somebody flips on you, you got a deterrent.
I'm just
to
saying.
take
See,
on
I
those
think people would
robots.
be in support of it because if I told them, listen, we're not gonna have no more troops. Fuck that. There's too many people died because trying to protect this country. Let's just make a
Right.
fuckload of Terminators. You know what I mean? You send them motherfuckers to like whoever got beef with us, and then you know what I mean.
Who's paying you?
Gee, let's see.
Who's paying
and then
you
the United
right
States
now?
is like, let's have China make the Terminators, and then China has
See, that's where
Terminators too,
that's-
and then they make them better than we make them, and then like,
Who's
Just
paying
no.
E-Zone to spew this propaganda?
I don't want to do this.
Department of Defense, bro.
We don't want a robot army,
We
son.
don't
Yeah,
want it.
we
I
don't
don't
need
want
it.
that.
Yeah,
No.
we don't
Yeah,
need
it is.
I vote no.
It didn't end so
E-Zone.
good at Terminator
3
either.
against
They
one.
fucked up everything.
3 against one.
E-Zone not for president.
For president.
I have a remember that campaign video we made
Yeah, you versus Tommy.
slandering his name.
Yeah, no, I'm not voting for you, dog.
Yeah. No robot armies, bro. Sorry.
Or a dinosaur army, like in Jurassic Park. Anybody saw that last one? That shit was tight.
No.
That last one where like that shit made a lot of sense.
What?
Okay.
Did you see the last Jurassic Park?
There's so many. What was the last one?
It was like the world one where they people have accepted they brought him back, but
Oh.
the same thing you're talking about, like the military
They
got a
flipped
hold of it.
Yes, they flipped.
And they try to make these war fucking machines.
War dinos.
Yeah,
See, that's
war
what
dinosaurs.
E-Zone would do.
And one of them
Borosaurus.
got loose, and then the main dude had to stop him or some shit.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did see that one.
And
I saw
that-
Parks and Rec.
I
dude.
saw it on
Parks
an
and Rec,
airplane.
dude.
It was an airplane movie.
Yeah, because I would not go to the theaters for that.
No.
I would. Yeah, you gotta love Jurassic
If I,
Park.
if
I
I
love
have
Jurassic Park.
if I have an 11-hour flight, that might be one of the things that I might watch.
Airplane movies are hit or miss, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking. Have you ever been on an airplane where it's like the movies is all bad, Like you're just like, oh,
Yep.
fuck.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do shit in here now.
Oh yeah.
That's the
But
worst.
sleep.
Yeah, but sleep.
But sleep.
But sleep. Now it's about driving. Motherfuckers are afraid to jump on them planes, bro.
Yeah, man.
Unless you're, private planing it, chartering.
I mean, sure.
Even
if you
then,
can, if you
If
can
you
get
can.
down.
Yeah.
even then though, like, come on, like,
What was it, like 20 racks?
But I would imagine there's a price drop in that market right now.
I mean,
But I can't say that for sure.
Flights
Just
are
saying.
relatively cheap.
Yeah.
In
Still.
for flights.
Come on, B-roll, check on the
I see
Cypress Hill
people
jet.
traveling.
I'm not doing nothing right now.
It's a fucking green jet.
I'm
with weed plants
listen.
all
I'm
over it.
enjoying my time off. I don't take vacations. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
you
saying?
don't, man.
I'm always on tour with one band or another, if not on my own.
Right.
This is the longest time I've been at home. It's fucked up the circumstances
Yeah.
Right.
that I've had to be at home for, but I've enjoyed being at home because I haven't,
There are silver linings,
for all this time I've been working.
This is what it
Right.
took, huh, be real?
This is what it took to fucking
I know.
get me to slow it down for a little bit.
I think for a lot of people, it's
Yeah.
been like, oh my gosh, I'm at home with my family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never spent so much family time. Like,
Yeah.
I always would have been like so busy to like go to like my little niece's thing or something like
Yeah.
that. Like I would have been like, no, I gotta go do open mic. I gotta go do this, and it's like now I'm just like, well, these are all the little new generation in your family. It's time to meet them now, fucker.
Yeah.
Bitchin' rockstar life.
Like,
You know, it's taken some used to as well because we all came from busy schedules and there's the acceptance of knowing we have to go into this, you know what I mean? And take
an
it.
agenda.
And just go, okay, well, now I think I got some time. Maybe I will take that nap.
Today I got time.
Yeah, today I got
Maybe
time.
I will
Tomorrow,
read
maybe,
that
you
book.
know what I mean? Like, I think, it's like you said, enjoying it's kind of like,
I mean, you could look at it as fuck. This is
it's fucked.
this is fucked, but like it's all on the outlook that will determine the patience you have for like staying chill and not
Yes.
losing your shit. Like
Yeah.
find things to do.
Yeah,
When's the
man.
when's the
Know what I'm
last
saying?
time
Taking
you?
a lot of shrooms.
Meditate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
about.
been really great.
This
I'm
is a
about to
good
start.
time to
Microdosing.
microdose.
I put it in my vitamins.
or
Yeah,
meditate.
and
Yeah.
meditating.
My hikes don't
Yeah.
feel so long.
I've tried meditation. I can't.
Why? What do you mean you
Why?
can't?
Because
Is it too quiet for
There's
you?
a bunch
No,
of there's a
Is
bunch
your
of
mind-
tweakers outside.
No, I just keep hearing like as soon like it's a I still hear music in my head when I've tried.
That's okay.
That's good.
Is it?
But
pretty?
I've always strived
but-
for that. Like there's supposed to be that like.
Okay,
Don't strive for anything.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing is that don't have an expectation.
Just sit there
I want to know,
Alright.
and
like,
listen,
what do you
and just listen to the music.
what do you mean? See, like, do you just like fucking you try to do the meditation and then you fucking hear just I can't go for that or something.
I hear, I'll hear instrumentals I've never heard before.
some
and
Hall
it's
& Oates
like,
randomly.
That's
Let me
good.
ask you this: when you tried meditating, were you talking to yourself in your head?
Absolutely.
What were you telling yourself as you were
Dumbass.
meditating?
Just fucking chill out, and I just eventually like
In what form were you doing it in? When you were breathing, were you telling
breathing.
yourself
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Do you meditate, people?
And then I couldn't, and then it was weird, and I thought I was doing I thought I was doing it wrong because I still kept hearing. I was looking for this like, woof,
Okay,
like,
so like the next time, no matter what you hear, just accept it, but keep saying the thing that you're supposed to say when you're breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah.
okay,
You know what I mean?
all right.
So
I'll
like,
give it a shot.
just for instance, when you're breathing in, you could say to yourself, positivity, and then when you're exhaling, you say to yourself, blowing out negativity.
Yep.
So you're inhaling positivity, exhaling negativity. And that just be the key word for you to focus on your breathing. So when the music hits, you stay focused in on that shit right there.
On your breath.
And you're still
okay.
and your breath. And
It's
you're
affirmations.
Yeah.
So you're telling yourself an affirmation, and it's just this time with yourself. So if you hear music or your mind wanders, don't think you're
let it
doing
go?
it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're there.
'Cause your mind's
you're
gonna
doing
wander.
it right.
you achieve
You're doing it right. You're there.
Yeah.
you
That's
achieve
it.
sleep paralysis instead.
Imagine.
Listen,
And
I've
that's-
had that too. That shit is crazy.
your mind is gonna wander, but if you keep saying those things to yourself, you'll get past it, and you'll get to the point, you need to be, and by that time you'll live.
That would
like,
be
peace
scary.
the fuck out.
Yeah, because I always assumed that you had to achieve this clarity of nothing, this being this
No.
space, of,
Like purgatory?
So, yeah,
Everybody
well,
has
And it's
everybody
also-
has a different thing.
And it
Okay.
also takes practice, so you can't expect to just start to do something and then automatically reach this level of enlightenment, you know what I mean? Like this level of, just being in the now or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve from it. But really, it's just about sitting there with yourself.
Can you do it high?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
You could
yoga-
totally fixate.
You're not
on
supposed to,
breathing.
dude. Because obviously, but like,
Why aren't you supposed to?
No, because
Why?
obviously people achieve it without it. So I'm just saying, like, it's not like it's a necessary
I think
thing.
you,
But
I think
You
you
don't need
I
enhance.
didn't know you. I didn't know
Yeah,
you
I
could
wanna
do it high.
enhance that
Of course.
shit.
I think you enhance.
Yoga is just to prepare your body to meditate. So it's to exhaust your body so that you can sit there and be still. So it's good to do it after you exercise. I mean, you don't have to. It's
Or
great
do
to just
or do Tai Chi.
or something
I
to
seen
like
that at
kind
the park.
of calm your body.
Try meditation.
Meditation is great. Yeah.
But Tai Chi also would help you with grace and
Well, it helps.
movement
It helps
and-
blood flow
Yeah.
and a shitload of other things.
Yeah,
Have you
just
done Tai
moving
Chi
your
too?
body.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, that's the very slow moving one. I just see it in the park whenever I go. It's like two dudes.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
different forms of it.
It's agility and, and keeping everything.
They're all
moving.
doing all slow and shit. And I was
Yeah.
just like, oh,
It's
shit.
agility and discipline. probably.
Anything that has movement and breathing, like it's like a meditation with movement. Because like yoga, Tai Chi is with breathing and movement. Like yoga's with stretching, movement, and
Movement,
breathing.
yeah, flow.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And realistically, and meditating is that without the physicality. You're trying to be perfectly still and just focus on the breathing and clearing your mind. And if it helps to say these words, that'll help. That it'll get you there.
Yeah, I haven't tried yoga.
know what I'm saying?
People have been telling me, it's like, you got to try it,
Yoga's
bro.
pretty rad.
I did it for my back.
It's
to be
not
honest.
That's
easy.
why I'm starting to question
It's
it.
not
because
easy.
That's
It
what's
takes
gonna
work,
make me
right?
like.
Just don't know.
Try
I mean,
it.
I think the thing with yoga though is to be okay taking especially when you first start taking the adjustment. Like, there's different levels to each pose. You can do things to make it so
You can't expect to go in there
you
and
can't
just like.
expect to just be like doing
dude.
handstands
No, hell no.
and all of that. Like, be okay
You will
with
disappoint
bending
yourself.
your
Yeah.
knees and don't have an ego going into it. And listening to the instructor when they say like have a flat back. Like there's a reason for that. So I think that's the biggest thing with it. When I first started doing yoga, I was like, oh yeah, because I'm somewhat flexible. But I learned over time that it wasn't about like overexerting yourself in a pose. It was just about being able to breathe through everything more so than like, doing the craziest stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good for your shoulders, especially even just like the more gentle, like yin.
You've done yoga, be real?
No, not yet.
You were 2 out of 3.
I'm 2 out of 3, yeah.
Every question I asked, I was like, oh man, I just can't picture you doing yoga.
No, I
dude.
haven't
Remember
done that.
Taibo?
Taibo,
I had to take
yeah.
that for fucking PE, dude. That shit
I remember.
sucked.
Yeah, we took it too.
I was like, what the fuck is this? It's just like a little short black dude just punching the air. Like,
I thought it was great. I mean, I really liked Taibo. It was a good exercise.
That gave people a false sense of they thought they knew how to fight after taking Taibo.
Yeah.
It's true.
yeah, it was so weird. I was like, what is this? This is not like self-defense, but like it's pretend.
Kind of.
It was a workout.
It was a workout.
It was showing
Movements.
you some basic things
To
that
move
you-
your body.
to move your body and show you how to throw a punch and a kick like that, right? But it didn't really teach you how to fight. But it gave people a
Workout.
false sense of like that they knew how to fight after
The
that.
fake confidence.
Yeah, fake confidence.
Then those people.
Well, you're building muscle memory, right? So the more you throw punches and kick, like you're gonna get better at it, at least.
Yeah, if you work on it,
you work
for
on it. You
sure.
really take it seriously.
like
you're
punching the
gonna get-
fuck out of the air.
Well,
Stupid air.
what happened to exercise videos? I guess there are still like exercise
There's
videos.
there's still
but I don't
exercise
know.
videos.
Yeah,
Who
I
was
don't-
that one dude with the fucking curly hair?
Richard
Yeah,
Simmons.
Richard
Richard
Simmons. Remember
Simmons.
his workout
Oh, I
videos?
love
yeah.
him. Yeah.
That's
Great.
what he was working. E-Zone was working out to the
Talk
oldies
about
with
positivity.
with Richard Simmons.
And what? And
How
two.
effective were like? Remember, he used to have those like. It used to be him and like 5 people, and then he used to just fucking do these like steps.
Yeah, dude.
Well, his workouts were for older people.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Because people are so like they sit down all day, and so they're just like sitting there and eating, and then here's this person who's coming on their TV, and he's like, "Let's just
Is he
move
still
like
around?
this to the songs you love.
I think Jane Fonda was the first one who cracked one off that.
She's awesome.
She I think hers was the one that was like the roadmap for all the ones you see today.
Yeah, Jane Fonda is a legend.
Is it still alive?
She did
Yes,
she
yeah.
did shit real
She's
different.
like getting arrested
Yeah.
for protesting and stuff like that. Yeah,
Damn.
she's
Yeah, and
for a long time. She's been like, you know,
about it.
protesting, and she's about it. Like she throws down.
Yeah.
and you know, she's the real deal. So, but
she's get caught with weed a lot too, right?
I think so. I
Yeah.
hope so.
Gotta
I'm
figure she
sure.
was getting stoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
At least
yeah.
you don't have to worry about that shit no more. It's cool. You know?
Right. I mean, but imagine
Kind
her.
of. No, it's like it's still like kind of look like we kind of live in a bubble in California. When you go outside of here into more conservative areas,
yeah,
like
for
they
sure.
still look down on
You gotta
it,
know
you
when
know?
and when not to flex the smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm going to Texas, I'm fucking smoking in the hotel room, fam.
Nah.
Yeah, like it's
think you get in
you got to know
trouble.
where the fuck you're at.
Yeah, just go find a small
Or,
little
yeah,
spot.
find a little
and
spot, yeah,
don't-
like-
not the hotel, because
Not
they'll
the
call the
hotel.
cops.
That's true, you're right.
Not the
It
hotel.
really depends. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
How many fines have you paid, B-Real, with like smoking?
Okay, so last year in fines, with Prophets of Rage, or not last? Yeah, but when's the last time I played with Prophets of Rage? Was it like a year and a half
Did
ago?
they charge you up front for the fines? Was they see it's you in there? They're like, oh.
No, it wasn't up front. It was usually after.
wanna pay
But I'm
cash?
saying
Venmo?
so that was about a year ago, right?
Right?
Maybe a bit longer. I'm not sure.
Year and a half, 2 years ago.
And then with Cyprus,
We need
right?
to-
So when we go out, I must have had to pay probably like, I'm gonna say 10 fines out of a month's worth of shows.
So what is that, like 10K?
No, it's not that much. It
Imagine
It's
like
a couple
amount-
$100 a room, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe three.
the VH1 dude, a whopping 10K.
Yeah.
You know, with like the expenses.
With profits, I was paying that on my own because hey, it's me. This is what I choose to do. They don't necessarily smoke like that, so
Right.
I wasn't gonna stick it to the band. So I paid those fines on my own, and with Cypress, we all pay that.
It was like a community.
Well,
fund.
because my room is church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is where we all partake
I'm just
in
wondering,
the
like,
sacrament. You know what I'm saying? So we all pay the price.
You're passing around the basket.
Yes,
Once you get charged though, like
we are having the bread, the daily bread.
Exactly.
I wonder, like if you
take
keep smoking,
communion.
what do they do? Do they
Say
kick you
what?
out of the hotel?
Well, what?
Cause okay, so I'm saying, all right, so it's your first night at the hotel. You fucking smoke it up. Fucking, they fine you, and you still keep doing it because you got 2 more days. Can they kick you out?
It depends on the hotel. Some of
Yeah.
them will
True.
kick you the fuck out,
Yep.
and some will work with you. They'll just tell you, hey, listen, stop smoking. Go
In the
around the
room.
back. Blah blah blah. We don't care if you smoke. Just don't smoke in the room. And there's the motherfuckers that'll just like they'll tolerate your shit because realistically you're spending a whole lot of money. If you're
flamingo.
if you're in a touring group, if you're by
Yeah.
How
yourself,
are you gonna have them in your
If-
hotel
if-
and not expect them to smoke?
if you're
I know.
if you're just a regular, person going in there and trying to blow up a hotel room, sometimes they'll understand. If you're tipping, the staff or whatever, they might overlook that, but realistically, they're gonna come to you and give you a warning if they're cool, and if not, they're gonna say, okay, excuse me, sir, you must pack your bags, blah 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 blah.
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Remember hotel parties?
hotels.
Yeah, like did you ever have those bureau hotel parties?
What do you mean?
Like
A party at a hotel.
yeah, like it was a thing back in the 90s. Did you not partake?
Yeah, I've been to a couple hotel parties in the 90s.
Not
yeah.
even
Yeah.
not even in your banging days, that seems to be the thing. Everybody got fucked up at a hotel.
I remember I just remember a couple, but we were more like we had our time where we went to clubs and all that shit, but it was after the fact that we were already like a name and shit like that. Beforehand, we were a little bit more mysterious. We didn't go to every club all the time.
You were part of the scene.
No, yeah, we thought it was better to be
Different.
different and mysterious and not be at all these clubs all the time. For a time, we were all out there, but like we decided to pull back. And so we didn't go to all those parties back then. But I went to a couple.
Yeah.
I met King T at one. I think it was a Digital Underground thing or something like that. They were in town and we were hanging out with them. And it was after a show at the House of Blues. And we were all hanging out, smoking out in the hotel room. And they didn't come say shit. Because I think when they have, like, names in there, they want that business again because it's considered a big account and the name attached to staying there. They'll overlook certain things.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be respectful, It's like it can get other guests. It's mostly because other guests are going to complain.
Yeah. It's if you trash the hotel room.
Yeah.
You're done. You ain't never going back in there.
Yeah. Why would you do that anyway?
It's a rock star thing.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
I've been witness.
It's almost like it's almost like a rite of passage. You either trash a hotel room or you trash a dressing room or you trash both.
Right.
And there's people that are very creative. Some motherfuckers with the hotel rooms, they took the they took the furniture and nailed it to the roof. I don't know if that was Led Zeppelin or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
At the least, people have done shit like that or thrown things out the window, like the TVs and the couch. We hit dressing rooms. We didn't want to do the hotel.
Did you ever
room.
throw a TV out at the hotel?
I came very close to throwing one out, but it was in anger, not because I just wanted to. It wasn't because
it was in retaliation. It wasn't.
What year though? Because imagine that TV must have been heavy, dude, for you to be like, yo, I'm gonna throw this fucking big ass TV out the window.
Bobo saved me from that, bro. I was.
I think you told that.
I was super pissed off at one of our homies. He caused a fucking scene backstage, and I'm never for that.
Right.
With another band, he caused a scene backstage. We were touring in Europe, and that shit pissed me off. And he was coming to me to complain about one of the other crew guys, and we got into an exchange, and I told him, man, you need to get the fuck out of here right now. And we were homies, like we before the band, before anything, we were homies and shit because we grew up together. This guy and I, right? And at that point, he had worked my fucking nerves with him complaining about the other guy because, people were complaining about him more than anything. And I was trying to overlook it because he was my boy, Right. But he got me to the breaking point. And, I told him, I said, you need to go right now, dude, because we're going to get into it. And there's going to be some shit that we aren't going to come back from. So I suggest you get the fuck out of here right now. And he left. Smart enough for him. After that was his last tour. But, up to that point, he had been with us, and that was my homie, and I was so fucking pissed off, man. I wanted to, I wanted to crack him, but I know that would change the dynamic of our friendship, and this is one of my fucking boys, so I headed straight for the TV to throw it out the window in anger. Yeah. Instead of punching my fist through a wall and breaking my hand, I figured I'd break the TV.
Like, were you like next to the window?
I was right there, and then I get a knock on the door. I'm like, what the fuck? Much like my mushroom story when I broke that table.
What if you would have hit somebody, man? They stopped you.
I was like, hands on the TV, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's Bobo. Bobo saved me from throwing that TV right out the fucking window. Wow. I was this fucking close.
Were you up high?
Oh, yeah. We were on, like, the top floor.
Damn, dude. Imagine you're, like, walking down the street.
You could have killed somebody.
I could have killed somebody. Bobo saved me.
Yeah. Gotta smoke him out
Yet
now,
another time. I was fucking angry, and he fucking talked me down. He just did, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I've heard, like, 2 stories like this where he just comes in at the time where you're, like, pissed.
You okay?
That's like there's something there. There's some sort of energetic connection there.
Bobo
that's cool.
Bobo has always been able to calm me down. But what's up, dude?
Oh, that's such a special friendship.
I think it's
what's up, Bobo?
He's a very chill person.
I'd snap the fuck out of it. Like, I don't know why, but I'd snap the fuck out of it. Hey, what's up, Bobo? I'd let go of the TV.
You put this down. What's up, man?
And I took a breath. He goes, I heard that shit in the hallway, man. What's up? Like, I'm all right now. It's cool. Wow. I'm not going to throw this TV out if that's what you're asking.
Have him not been there?
Had him not been there, that TV would have been out the window.
Imagine.
Right. And it would have been fucked up because it was in Europe, and I would have,
Oh, man.
paid the price for that one.
Oh, man.
And But after that, I never thought about trashing any fucking hotel room. It was more about, the mark we would leave backstage depending on how they treated us at the venue.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, like, if they treated us like, because when you're a part of like a tour, depending where you are on the bill,
Right.
you get treated a certain way. When you're in the mid part of the bill, it could go either way, right? So you're not necessarily the co-headliner or the headliner. You're right there on the cusp of the next step up.
Right.
So some people treat you great, and they're like, yeah, they want you to win. And other motherfuckers like, hurry up and get the fuck out of
Forget
here.
about you.
Right?
Yeah.
Hurry up and get the fuck out of here. They don't give you no respect, and they don't give a shit who and what you are. It's like, do your shit, get the fuck off.
Right.
And depending how we got treated by some of these folks that ran some of the buildings, if we felt they treated us like assholes,
Yeah.
we would trash the fucking the dressing room. There was one
Wow.
time man, they fucked this room up. They were
They or you?
sticking fruit in, I'm gonna say they for right now. But they is us.
Right.
All right, let's
But
just put
they
it that
is
way.
us.
There was shit in the VCR because there was still VCRs at that time. So there was sticking fruits in the VCRs.
Oh shit.
I mean,
damage.
anything we could throw up against the wall, any door we could break, the mirrors and the goddamn, and because there's always a vanity part where like if because some artists bring their makeup shit and fucking do all that.
See what you look like.
Yeah,
Right.
before they go on, or they're dancers or whatever. There's all that shit. We fucking tore all that up.
Can you imagine
Man.
Send Dog just
You
throwing
broke
shit?
mirrors?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Well, we
broke beers?
weren't superstitious at that point, so we were like,
broke
fuck,
mirrors.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we didn't feel no bad luck behind any of it.
No.
Obviously
Dude.
not.
I've actually taken part in destroying
Who,
the rest of
who enjoyed it the most?
I can't say who enjoyed it the most.
Imagine I just
But,
picture
like,
Send Dog
oh,
like
man.
getting real out of it.
That like we did everything you could possibly do to fuck that dressing room up, and we felt bad about it later, even though they treated us like fucking jerks that day, and we had been in that venue like every year doing a different tour, same staff of people at that particular venue, because there's a staff that rolls with the tour, and then there's staff that comes with the building.
The venue.
Yeah, and they work there for every tour that comes through there. They're usually the same folks, and just that wasn't the time for us where they.
What did they do exactly?
I can't remember that part. I just
Wow.
You just remember the
what
retaliation.
I remember what we did in retaliation was
It must have
fuck
been
that
something
room.
bad, like for them,
Yeah.
for you to do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that they did it to all of us. I think they did it to one of our guys. You know what I mean? And we were like,
Yeah.
fuck
But if
that.
they do it to one of you, they do it to all of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why we said fuck this place. And
Right.
we felt bad about it after. I mean, we paid for it too. It's not like listen, if you trash a
They
dressing
charge
room, you trash a dressing room, you trash a hotel room, you trash a bus,
Yeah.
they will charge you.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying? You will be paying for it.
They
There
charge
are
you. See?
consequences.
There are consequences of that rock star move.
You will be spanked.
You,
Dude.
if you are a pop star, you can get away with that, and it's drops in the bucket. But if you are an artist, like trying to make your way, I do not suggest you get into a habit of trashing shit.
Yeah.
Leave that
it's-
tradition alone until
Let it go.
Man.
Yeah.
Real quick, there was one time on my first tour, Family Values Tour in 1998. I'm out with Korn. And at the end, I forgot what city we were in, but this is how I knew the magnitude of what it costs. It's like the homie Fieldy from Korn comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, C, what are you doing right now?" Just as they had got off stage. And I was like, "I'll just walk it back to the bus." He goes, "Want to come help me spend $26,000? And I was like,
Oh.
"All right." And he's like, "Come with me." We walk into the dressing room. He goes, "Trash this motherfucker."
Oh my gosh.
What?
He's all, "Let's fucking break everything in this motherfucking room." I was like, "Word?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, I just paid for it. Go ahead, let's do it."
It must be fun though, right?
Oh,
There
like,
must be something
and-
amazing.
What did you
about
do?
It.
Well, hey, listen.
We just threw all the furniture around, broke all the mirrors.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
look,
I couldn't do the mirror.
they have places that people with anger management problems that you can go. And
Oh yeah,
break
you can
shit.
pay for that.
You
Yeah.
can pay to break shit.
Yeah.
Dude, we went in there and trashed
But
that.
I want to do it to somebody else's property though. That's not the same. You know?
We should go do that, dude. That would be hilarious.
Right? You probably
Like a
get some
dressing
shit
room.
out.
It's
Yeah.
B-Roll said it's like a it's like a quinceañera. You know, it's a rite of passage.
Go
Yeah.
get your shit out.
Dude, it was crazy therapeutic to do it. It was.
Yeah, I
felt
would just go to
amazing.
a place and do it.
What
I
did-
feel bad for small businesses. At least if you're gonna do it, don't do it to.
No,
a
I mean,
small
like, big
business. Do it
production,
to,
if you're,
a
like, doing it big
No, this
time.
is in some
Yeah.
arena. Yeah.
All right. So what did you do first? Did you get the TV? Like you just like fuck this.
Yeah, you.
Who threw the TV? Was it you?
Now he knocked it off the wall, I think.
You know, it'd have been funny if even it said trash the fucking dressing room and you crashed it, smashed the TV. Not the TV.
Not the TV.
No. Would have been fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, dude, that shit was crazy. And
Yeah, it feels crazy doing that. It's a weird type of freedom.
It's a weird type of freedom.
But you feel bad when that bill comes.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But
That
just
shit.
the whole premise of him as I'm walking, I just finished loadout, or just making sure my gear was ready for loadout, and I'm walking towards the bus, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" I'm like, "Oh," and he goes, "Want to come help me spend like 26 racks?"
No.
I'd be like, no, I'm good.
No, hey, listen, I've broken shit on tour. Won't do it ever again unless
Yeah.
it's by accident. And usually I don't be having accidents.
Sometimes
Except if
do.
if I didn't bring enough weed to the party. That's the accident.
Oh, right.
I smoked too much weed. When I was making the baklava yesterday, I was really stoned, and I was like you have to like count the number of dough sheets that you put with like the butter, and I just kept forgetting like what layer I was on, and it's just like there are certain things that you just shouldn't do when you're really, really like you should do it first and then get stoned and then eat it. But
True
not
that.
do like there's just things that are better. Like counting isn't something that I can do.
Yeah, you're smoking and working on something, and then you're like,
What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
yeah. Word up, man. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching to the Dr. Greenthumb podcast. And you guys got any shout outs you want to give, Vanessa? First?
If you want to learn how to make edibles, you can find me on Patreon. It's just /edible club. And that's what I do.
Right on. How about you, C?
You can find me on all the social medias, C-Fan4, Twitch, Mixcloud, IG, Twitter, and also High and Hungry. We have a new episode coming soon. And in High Fidelity, we got some more coming up.
We're heard. How about you, son?
Yeah, there is a High and Hungry that should be dropping this week, and that is featuring. Fucking my dad. Where did we go? See, in my bed.
Just why I was hoping you would.
Oh, it was Oaxacan
Oops.
food.
Oaxacan food for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
Guelaguetza.
yeah, Guelaguetza.
Oh, it's
That
so
place-
good.
yeah.
That place, the mole.
We got like the VIP treatment there. Shout out to Nancy, our agent, for getting us that one. And we got to hotbox this 1969 BW van for like it was just there. We just smoked it out.
Yeah, it's got a DJ rig inside of it.
I
Like
ate
you can play.
crickets.
It's tight. It's got an S9.
Crickets and worms too.
Nice.
So,
Insects. That's the next protein.
Yeah. So I ate some of that
Superfood.
there. So make sure you check it out. High and Hungry TV on Instagram.
Word up. Watch the smoke boxes. Watch the Dr. Greenthumb podcast. We'll keep pushing out content. Stay safe. Don't be stupid. Be smart.
Smart.
Take care of yourself. Keep blazing. No boof diet all the time. One.